the core idea is that every behavior a student exhibits serves one of four functions: escape, attention, tangible, or sensory. It's four. And when you can identify which function is driving the behavior in front of you, you stop reacting and you start responding. So I want to take time today to go through each behavior. The first one is going to be escape. Escaping behavior is exactly what it sounds like. The student is trying to get out of something, whether it's a task, a situation, a demand that feels uncomfortable, overwhelming, or threatening. They're not trying to ruin your lesson. They're trying to survive the moment that they are in. And here's how you know you're looking at escape. The behavior shows up specifically when a task is introduced. The student gets loud, shuts down, asks to use the restroom, goes to the nurse, complains about a stomachache, sharpens a pencil for 4 minutes straight. And the moment you remove the demand, the moment you say we'll come back to it later, the behavior immediately settles. That is not defiance. That is a kid telling you something about that whatever task is in front of them is overwhelming to them. And here's where most educators go wrong in this moment. Our instinct as educators is to hold the line. You are not leaving until this is done. And I understand that instinct. I have done it. You have 25, 30 other kids in the room, and you cannot let one student dictate the terms. But holding the line that way turns into a power struggle. And a kid in escape mode who gets backed into a corner is not going to suddenly decide to comply. They're going to escalate. And now you're managing an escalation instead of teaching a lesson. The better move is going to be to give them control within your structure. Give them two choices. What I need you to do is just write 3 sentences now, or you can stay with me for a couple minutes afterwards. I'm going to help you get started. I'm going to let you decide, and then walk away. This gives the student agency without letting them escape the expectation. You meet the need without surrendering the standard. When a student is trying to escape a situation in your classroom, in your hallway, in your office, in your school, the worst thing that you can do is trap them. The best thing that you can do is give them a controlled way through that situation. Second function is attention. Attention-seeking behavior is probably the most mishandled function in education. And it's not because educators don't recognize it. I believe that most do. It's because the typical response to attention-seeking behavior is the one that tends to make it worse. Here's how attention-seeking behavior works. The student calls out, makes a joke at the wrong time, says something under their breath loud enough for you to hear, talks over you mid-lesson, and then when you redirect them, they get louder. When the class laughs, they double down. Why is that? Because they got what they came for. They got your attention. They got the class's attention. And the redirection confirmed the strategy works. Here's what I want you to notice about an attention-seeking student. On the days that you greet them at the door, on the days that you check in before class starts, give them a job in the room, something that matters, the disruptions tend to stop. And they will probably stop significantly because you have filled the tank before it ran dry and they needed to fill it themselves. The attention-seeking student is not a bad kid. They are a kid with legitimate need for connection, using the only strategy that they've found that has reliably worked for them in the past. Your job is not to eliminate that need. We cannot do that. Our job is to feed that need before it feeds us. There's a concept in education called proactive attention. You deliver it before the behavior starts, not in response to it. Eye contact in the hallway, a little bit of proximity, a quick check-in at the door, a thumbs up across the room when you see them trying hard to do something right. Small deposits made consistently that keep the account full enough so they don't have to make a withdrawal in the middle of your lesson. Don't wait for the attention-seeking student to act out before you see them. See them first. That is the strategy to help you understand and best proactively be prepared and respond to that whole behavior that is being communicated around attention.